Deontay Wilder officially announces that he will be fighting Luis Ortiz in a rematch in his next fight. This is the Battle Camp. Please hit the subscribe button. You'll find it on the bottom right hand corner of your screen. So I was lying in bed, couldn't sleep, so I went on Twitter, wasting time, innocently, minding my own business, and then I see Deontay Wilder send out this tweet. Wilder v Ortiz 2, fire emojis. To all my fans, I want to announce that Luis Ortiz and I have signed for a rematch, with a date and site to be announced shortly. All my controversial fights must get dealt with ASAP. Now, when I read this, I was literally, I was just confused. Like, for him to put out this announcement now makes zero sense to me. Like, right off the bat, the most obvious thing is, the last thing that his advisor manager, Shelly Finkel, said was he's got a great relationship with John Skipper. He's been negotiating or talking to John Skipper about fighting AJ on a regular basis, and he'll be flying out to New York to be present for the AJ Ruiz fight. Well, what's the point in that? Like, why are you coming? What's the point? Like, what are you trying to achieve by this? You've already sorted out Wilder's next fight. Like, it literally makes no sense. And let me just quickly read this other tweet out to you guys from Mike Coppinger. And Mike Coppinger, remember, he's the guy that basically broke the news a few months back when Wilder turned down the offer that DAZN made him. He basically said that Wilder's next fight will be against Luis Ortiz and then he'll fight Kalinaki. So clearly he knows what he's talking about, because he does actually work for the PBC. And this was his tweet. Sources: the heavyweight championship rematch between Deontay Wilder and Luis Ortiz is headed for Showtime pay-per-view on September 28. Wilder announced today that he's fighting Ortiz again. Wilder knocked out Ortiz in round 10 when they met in March 2018, one of the best fights of the year. So not only is he fighting Luis Ortiz next, he's fighting him in September, which is 4 months away. Had to do a bit of quick maths there. 4 months away. So it's an unusually long time period, like time period between the announcement and the fight, which made me think, why did they announce it now? And the only logical conclusion that I can come to is that they wanted to announce this fight now to take some of the shine off of AJ and Ruiz, which is obviously happening this weekend. Whoever is the PR guy or the marketing guy or the communications guy or whoever it is that made this decision on the behalf of Team Wilder to make the announcement now, whoever that person is, he or she or they need to be sacked. This is quite possibly the worst time they could have chosen to make this announcement. The worst. Like, all the Matchroom team, AJ, Eddie Hearn, Sky Sports, everyone did a media event on, what's the date? On Monday. And then Tuesday, today, they did the media workouts. And I'm assuming tomorrow, Wednesday, will be the undercard press conference. Thursday will be the main event press conference, and Friday the weigh-ins. But so they've been talking to the media yesterday and today. Tomorrow, day 3, they've run out of things to talk about at this point. The only things that they would have talked about to the media on Wednesday would have been the press conference and what was said and who said what. And let's face it, that press conference, there are no real fights there that will generate a lot of buzz at the press conference. There's no 2 fighters that really hate each other at that press conference. So now, all they've done is given Matchroom, Eddie Hearn, who can talk for fucking England, and everyone else in that camp, all the ammunition that they need to literally bash Deontay Wilder over the head with this announcement. Them making this announcement now is just Deontay Wilder's team all over. There's no fucking direction or control or understanding of what the fans want. They think so primitively sometimes by doing things that often backfire on them. It literally, like, it makes no sense. Now for the rest of this week, Matchroom have just got a free pass now. No one's going to ask them about why the Wilder fight's not made. This is your proof. And it is proof. He's ducking AJ. There's no two ways to look at it now. Like, why are you agreeing to fight Luis Ortiz 2 or 3 days before AJ actually fights? Like, let AJ have that fight. Give it a couple of weeks. Try and negotiate a deal with him. Try and get that fight over the line. What is like, do they not understand how bad this makes them look? Like, this is how crazy it is. I've gone from explaining to people or trying to give my reasoning as to why I think Deontay Wilder is ducking, where it's got to a point where it's so obvious he's ducking. I'm now moaning about how stupid they are in trying to mask the fact that he's ducking. Like, my rant now isn't why is Deontay Wilder ducking. It's why are they so stupid that they're announcing the fight now? It's making it so obvious that they're ducking. But if they waited a couple of weeks, at least they could have said, well, we tried to negotiate the fight with AJ. Them guys are playing games, so we're just going to fight Luis Ortiz because that's a good fight. And while we're talking about the Luis Ortiz fight, Deontay Wilder's tweet, all my controversial fights, what was it? What did he say? Sorry, let me go back to the tweet. All my controversial fights must get dealt with ASAP. Well, I don't understand what the controversy was. The only controversy in the Wilder Ortiz fight was Wilder actually got a long count. Wilder actually got longer to recover when he was hurt and rocked by Luis Ortiz. Can't remember what round it was in. But that's the only controversy in this fight. I'll tell you what's more controversial is the fact that Tyson Fury didn't get the decision when he fought Deontay Wilder at the end of December. If you're so concerned about dealing with your own controversies, maybe you should have gone and fought Tyson Fury on ESPN. Because if that's your driving force for making this decision, because clearly your driving force isn't being the undisputed champion of the world. Like, what are your motivations at this point? I said this yesterday, like, if it's money, you fight AJ. If it's actual legacy, you fight AJ. But apparently Deontay Wilder, his motivation in the sport of boxing is dealing with all his controversies. Even then he fucked it up because he couldn't even pick the right guy, pick the right guy to fight. Oh man. Deontay Wilder, he's just the gift that keeps on fucking giving. I'd just love to see what people say now. I honestly, like, I just love to see what Wilder fanboys are going to respond with now. How can you keep making excuses for this man? Like, just stop and think for 1 second. Just swap all of Deontay Wilder's actions with Anthony Joshua's actions. Like, just imagine AJ had done this 3 days before a Wilder fight, announced that he's going to rematch Dillian Whyte because all his controversies need to be handled. Like, how would you go? Like, just imagine 3 days before the Dominant Brazil fight, AJ announced that he's fighting someone else. He's fighting Klitschko again. He's fighting Povetkin. He needs to have this rematch. The funny thing with the Wilder Ortiz fight is that finish, the way he finished Ortiz was a clear. It was a finish. It was a genuine finish. You can't argue against it. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, man. I honestly, like, I just give up. I give up with Deontay Wilder and his team. And this all kind of goes back to two things. This is exactly why Luis Ortiz was in the ring after the Brazil fight. Because this is already done. It was done and dusted. It was settled. This is the fight that was going to happen. There's no two ways about it. And the second thing is something that Eddie Hearn said in an interview earlier on today. And I'd been hearing rumours about this. I'd been hearing rumours that PBC are trying to get bought out. And the PBC are in a lot of debt. They're trying to get bought out. And WME, I think that stands for William Morris Endeavour or something. They also own UFC, but WME are looking at buying the PBC. And Eddie Hearn basically said that PBC don't want Deontay Wilder to fight on any other platform and lose, because that would severely have an effect, a severe effect on the valuation of the PBC, because Deontay Wilder is a prized asset in terms of talent. So I'm gonna actually make a separate video about this afterwards, because it's looking more and more logical. This is as being the reason why Wilder hasn't taken this fight yet. But anyway, I think I've gone on for long enough now. Put your comments below, please. Let me know what you guys think. Don't be scared to hit the like button. Don't be scared to hit the share button. And please, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button. I'll catch you on the next one.